Hey everyone, guess what we're doing today? Welcome back to Scott Rods. Okay, in case you're new to the channel, thanks for joining me straight away. And what we're doing is attempting to repair my Hemi 5.7 engine. Symptoms are broken timing chain, and hopefully that's all. Best case scenario, I fit a new timing chain, start it up and away we go. Worst case scenario though, the engine is destroyed. So we won't know until we start stripping it down. So stage one, I am going to remove all this stuff here, all this shrouding, radiator. This is purely to get access to the front. I'll strip off the front end, which is the timing chain cover, the water pump, oil pump. I'm not sure if the water pump has to come off, but all these things have to be removed to get access. And then we will replace the timing chain. New timing chain won't arrive until Thursday or Friday. But meantime, I can start taking things apart. I've also ordered a boroscope to inspect my pistons and hopefully the valves. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see the condition of the valves with the boroscope down the spark plug holes, but we'll see. The kit that I've ordered does come with a little mirror, so we'll see how we get on. But as I say, stage one, let's get the front end off. Right, the very first thing you should do in this sort of job, because you're going to be right in the engine, remove your battery, okay? I watch so many videos where it gets halfway through the video and the guy says, oh, remember guys, remove your battery before you start. It's too late by that point, you've already electrocuted yourself. So let me get this off. And while the battery's out, I might as well charge it up. I spent so much time trying to start this thing, not knowing what the fault was, that I flattened the battery twice. So we'll get that in charge, and it'll be on a slow sort of trickle charge to condition the engine as well, so it's nice and fresh, ready for us to start it right up when we fix it. Right, okay, let's get the battery off. I always try and put any screws that you take off, it's a good idea to put them back where they are temporarily, and then you don't lose them. Okay, I'm going to put these tools back as well, otherwise you end up with an engine bay full of tools that you may or may not need. Always a good idea to put your battery in some wood so that it doesn't earth out, either on the ground or your metal bench. Right, we just plug in, well, pick it up first before you plug it in, because if your charger is anything like mine, you won't have an on-off switch. It'll just go straight into power as soon as you plug that in. So obviously make sure you get your positive negative round the right way. Plug it in. This is an automatic charger, so it will take care of everything for me. I don't have to set it up first. Right, it is currently at 1.6. Yeah, it was pretty flat. So it's on the lowest charge rate, 2 to 12 amps. Well, 2 amps. I don't know what it's on. It's on automatic. Anyway, we'll leave that. Hopefully we won't need that again until the engine's fixed or ready to start. Right, next, I'm going to take this big flappy thing off. I just use one of these to get underneath they're just little push-in clips. It should just pop out like that. Actually, probably best to leave them in the plastic, because these are the sort of things that just roll away and disappear forever. Although thanks to some of my awesome subscribers like Ted and Cam, I've got a whole box of new ones. Thanks guys. That doesn't mean I'm just going to throw them away, I'm still Scottish. Now that one doesn't want to come out. Now, because it's a pickup truck, I have free storage in the back, so everything, all the big stuff I take off is going to go in the back. In fact, even the smaller stuff I'll put into tote boxes, it'll all go in the back. I don't want to get lost in the garage. I'll keep this here for now because I think I might need it for other little clips. Right, next thing I want to do is actually remove the grille. Now, you don't need to remove the grille, but it's relatively straightforward to get off and back on again. So, as some of you have said, access is key in this sort of job. You don't want to be having to twist and not be able to see stuff, so just remove everything that's easy, just get it out of the way. So for this grille we have 4 10mm bolts along the top, and then there's some clips along the bottom, which they can be a pain to get out, but not impossible. They're actually harder to get back in, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. And use one of these whenever you can, just saves so much time. So now the grille is detached from the top and it's just clips at the bottom, which obviously mine were not attached very well. I'll give you a closer look in case you were ever wondering. They basically push into a slot along the bottom and clip in. So as I say, they can be a pain to get out. I think that one's actually broken. But you know what, as long as the top 4 bolts are in, it's not going anywhere. I may improve that when I reassemble. And I'll put this in the back. And as before, we'll put these screws and bolts back in their holes. Okay, so for reference, the screws go on the outside ones, which is plastic, which makes sense. And the bolts will go in there and there. Okay, next, radiator and AC, and is there a transmission cooler in there? Hey, oh no, transmission cooler is way down the bottom, so it's AC and radiator. Didn't really want to disconnect the AC, but it was kind of leaking anyway, so, and it's not like I'm going to need AC for the next 8 months. Okay, let's see what's involved with getting this out of the way. Probably take all that shroud out of the way first. Look at that, I'm leaving tools lying about already. Let's put these away. On closer inspection, I can't actually remove the air conditioning radiator without emptying the system, and I don't have the equipment to safely empty that system. I would need to get someone out with a vacuum sucky thing. I don't know what they use, but I know that you can get a fine for emptying your air conditioning unit into the atmosphere, so I'm not going to do that. And if I'm not going to do that, then I may as well see if there's going to be access without removing the coolant radiator as well. So I'll take all this off. Hopefully this hose will just move out the way and I'll get all the shroud out the way and we'll see how much space. The engine is quite far back, so we might be okay without having to remove the radiator and emptying coolant all over my nice clean driveway. Delivery! I do love my deliveries. Oh yes, 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 yes. Right. So that's my pulley puller. Did a bit of research. You really have to get the right one because there's notches at the back of the harmonic balancer on these engines. I'm sure most modern engines have got the same 3-prong thingy jig, but I had to make sure I was getting the right one. So that was about $70 on Amazon. I hope it works. And this little gadget, boroscope. I went for the the easy to find bouncy one, you know, because you know I drop things. So I can't wait to try that out and put it in all sorts of places. In the engine, I mean. Okay, right, I'll put that aside and get on with what I was doing. God, it's like Christmas. I'm such a child. I want to immediately fire that up, but patience, patience. Right, let's get this shroud off if we can. Now I know that there's a 13mm bolt there, same on the other side, and a couple of clips in the underside of this. Hopefully I can get to them from the top, otherwise I'll need to get underneath if there's enough height, otherwise I'll need to jack the whole truck up. I'd rather not do that. So let's see if we can reach down and unclip it. I don't even know how it clips. I'll show you, once I get it off, I'll show you how it goes together, if that makes sense. Ow! Oh, that was uncalled for. Right, I'm just going to feel about and see if I can work this out. I had a look online, but no one really gave me a close-up of what the clips look like. Or how low down they are. I'm going to have to get underneath. Right, follow me. So there's this section here is like a semicircle which prevents the whole thing coming up. Now I've got three of those sort of, I think they call them Christmas tree clips, because they kind of only go in and then they don't come out. So I'm going to wrench them off, 3 of them. And then really the only thing stopping the whole thing going up is the 2 bolts at the top and this semicircle. You can see where it clips there. So I'll try using a screwdriver just to lever these clips out, or break them off like that. So don't do that, right? I guess it was just a bit too brittle. What a shame. I'll probably break this one as well, and then never put this back on. You see what's happening there? Those clips are holding the whole thing in. So just that one at the other side I need to try and get off, or break. Yeah. Okay, so I managed to get that one off without breaking it. So that drops down, and throw that in the, I keep wanting to call it the trunk. What would we call it? The bed, I guess, that's what it is. So as I say, all that's holding this on, hopefully now, is, you know what, I might take this off as well. It's only on with those clips anyway, so, or not. I just want as much visible access as possible, but if that's the radiator and I'm not removing it, then there's not really any point taking this off. But I do think there's possibly more clips holding this in, because it's not like moving back, so there must be something else holding it in there. I'll get a closer look at the other side. Might even use 2 hands. There we go. Right, let's get the bolts off the top, and we'll see if there's anything else, or if we can get to it from the top. Let's get out of here. Right, 13mm bolts. Now these also hold in the electric fan. Bear that in mind. Come on. We just don't have enough access to get an electric drill wrench thingy in here, so I need to do it manually. Goodness. one. Two 13mm bolts removed. Right, let's get this clip off. I'm going to break this. You know I'm going to break this. Yeah, I don't think I broke it, just for a change. Right, so that can... You know what, I'm going to grab a zip tie and just keep that out of the way rather than fighting with it. We're going to try to remove this back in a sec. Why waste the zip tie when you can use a bungee cord, eh? Okay. Right, let's see if this is loose and what we need to do to get this out. Definitely some tabs down there. Oh, maybe not. It started sliding up. What is holding you in? I think I'm going to remove this. Don't know if you can see this plug. There's a big plug for the radiator here. Just going to disconnect that in case that's preventing us from getting it out. Okay, so there didn't appear to be any actual clips. It just slides into clips to secure it, so it should just come up now. Right guys, I don't think this is going to come out without removing the fan, unfortunately. But as I said, those bolts that I took out also hold the fan in. So if I can get the fan out, then I get the shroud out. But I do need to remove that that plug that I was talking about. There's a couple of tabs at the top that you just press in. You see this here? Can't quite tell because it's dirty, but basically if I push that back, it separates that there. So if I pull that back, the thing should lift up, like so. And that same on the other side. So the electric fan is now loose. I should be able to pull that, if I can get it past the... Why did they make it so awkward? I should be able to pull that out and get the shroud out. And something just fell to the bottom of the car. I'm going to have to take it all out at once. There's all sorts of pipes and brackets it's trying to get past. Yeah, just broke something else. Wow, bits just keep falling down. Ah, that's why they invented super glue, right? Oh boy. Okay, let's see what I broke off, shall we? Okay, let's see what I broke. I broke this off, which goes there-ish somewhere, I think. Which is kind of a problem because that holds my radiator fan on. Don't you just love leaf blowers? They're so noisy and all they're doing is putting the putting the leaves into your neighbour's garden. Really, really detest leaf blowers. Anyway, enough about me. So yeah, that'll need to go back on somehow. If that's the right way around, I need to check. No biggie, that's what zip ties are for. Look at the size of that fan. And here's a weird one, right? You've got this massive, just for comparison's sake, there's my hand, right? That's a massive electric fan. And you also have in this particular vehicle a mechanical fan. Why? Right, remember folks, I make these mistakes so you don't have to, okay? So now you know what not to do, okay? Right, let's continue. So now that that's out the way, you can see we've actually got tons of space. I still need to remove the mechanical fan, which I believe screws on in reverse. There's like a massive nut bolt type doodah in there that I need to lever that way. I think you just tap it with either an air powered chisel thing or a big wrench or something. I'll look that up. It's meant to be fairly easy if you know what to do. And then once that's out the way, I'm going to have like all that space. I really don't think I need to move the radiator or the AC fan, which is good news. So let me go and look that up and get that off. And then it is time to get the Serpentine belt off. And then we can look at the harmonic balancer removal. Woohoo! Now for removing this big mechanical fan, as you can see down there, there's a big nut. Okay, I don't have a wrench big enough for that, and even if I did, supposedly it's not ideal because you have to also stop the water pump from rotating while you're turning that. There is another way, and it involves, as you can probably see, a hammer and a big chisel. So let's try that. Oh, what I have to point out, right, on this particular engine, 2009 to 2011 I believe, that nut, to loosen it you actually turn it clockwise, okay, not this way, because the way this works is as the engine revs it actually tightens that nut because of the rotation. Other trucks might, other engines might be different, but I know for a fact this one, to remove that nut you actually have to almost like you're tightening it, but no, it's a reverse screw. So let me whack that with a big hammer and a chisel. Full disclosure, I've already pre-whacked this to make sure it works, okay? So that's going on there. As I say, clockwise. I'm going to smash my phone, I can tell. Let me move you somewhere a bit less dangerous. There we go, that makes more sense, right? So as I say, tap, tap, taparoo, and eventually this will be loose enough to rotate by hand. There we go, you see what I mean? There we go, it is off. Look at all that space I now have. And as I said before, everything I'm taking off is going in the back of the truck. There you go, see you in 6 months. Okay, let's see how much space we have now. Tons and tons and tons of space. I definitely don't need to take the radiator off now for this job. This is a great time to have a look at the routing for the Serpentine belt. If you want to take a screenshot of that, I'll hold that there for a sec. Because it's very easy to get a belt off and think, yeah, it can only go on one way. No, it can go on many ways, but only one way works, and that's the way. So let me show you how you remove the Serpentine belt. It's relatively easy. You don't need any special tools. Hold on. So this is your belt tensioner down here, the one with the rusty bolt. I'm not going to touch that bolt. All you need to do is rotate this mechanism this way, okay, to release the tension. You do that with 3/8 drive ratchet or whatever, right? And as you can see, when I pull this up, the bit, oh, my little stool's slipping. It's getting a bit rainy out here. So I pull that up. Every time I pull it up, my stool slips. That sounds really rude. Oh, there it goes again. Anyway, you see what I mean? If I pull that up, the tension is released in the belt. Oh, I'm slipping again. This is ridiculous. Let's see if I can do it without my stool. Oh, there it goes again. Oh, now I can't reach my... Right, let's try that again. Pull that up, release the belt. Remove your ratchet, and then you can remove your belt. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The only tricky bit is this, the belt goes on the back of that one. It goes on forward on everything else. It goes on the back of that, hooks around there. You see that? Hope so, right. Off to the trunk area you go, my friend. So next, I believe, will be... I need to double check this. I'm not sure how much of this I have to remove, so I'll go and look that up. But while I'm inside, I will unbox my harmonic balancer pulley tool and make sure it's going to do the job. As I say, I'm not sure how much else I need to remove, so I'll get back to you in a sec. Ugh, stupid rain. You know how much I like the rain, right? Okay, while it's miserable, let's have a look at my new harmonic balancer pulley puller. Coffee break. Right, here we go. See if this is any good at all. So how do we look? And yeah, pretty much have to remove everything off the front of that, but I'm not going to do it all today. Just warning you in advance. I'm going to try and get the harmonic balancer off at least, but the other stuff will require the water pump removal, which means coolant all over the place. So I will nip out tomorrow morning and get one of those big cement mixer buckets to catch all the moisture. Don't want to make a big mess on the driveway. Plus it's kind of illegal, I think, to kill the environment, you know. Look at this, it comes in a nice little case. Nothing much to it really. That goes in there, into your pulley, into the notches at the back of it. Excuse me. Big bolt. I'll probably put some grease on that. I don't trust that to just not bind up immediately. And it's got some little attachments. Oh well, that was fairly uneventful. Right, if the rain goes off, I'll go and give it a shot. After the coffee. Cheers! Right, pesky rain is not going off, so I just need to get this done. So I need to hope that I've got enough space between the radiator and the harmonic balancer bolt to get my big impact gun on. Let us find out. Right, unfortunately my gun is massive because it's not an air gun, it's an electric one. I do have an electric one, I do have an air one, but my compressor is so garbage it just doesn't work. So if that goes on the nut, it just rests against the radiator there. Now all I need to do is break the bolt from its home, if you know what I mean, and then I can do it by hand. But if I try and do it by hand, I'll probably rotate the whole engine, so I really need this to work. Even just a few mil to loosen it off, then I can do it by hand. Let's make sure we're turning it the right way. So not that way then. Okay, wish me luck. Make sure it's on. Oh, and I pushed the radiator, but luckily I didn't hopefully I didn't break it. I don't have any leaks. I wasn't actually expecting it to come off that easily. So now I can actually just remove it by hand. Oh, that was close. I was nearly out a new radiator there. Remember guys, don't do as I do, learn from my mistakes. Excuse me, I've got something in my throat today. Right, so now that's removed, I should be able to use the pulley by hand because it's working on a, as the name suggests, a pulling motion. It's not a rotating motion. That bolt is in excellent condition. I'm very happy with that. So I will put that over on my battery box for now and grab the pulley puller. Hope for the best. Okay, here we go. Hey, you see that little puddle there, down there? That little puddle of coolant? This was anyone spotted where that came from? I'll need to rewind the video and have a look. I don't have a leak in the radiator, so maybe I just, when I took that bolt out, it's forced the radiator to push fluid out the overflow tube or something. I don't know. Ah well, let's just forget about that. Right, let's see if we can get this thing on. I might have to do this from underneath because access is it's a bit low down. I can't even see the where it's supposed to go through the, in there I guess. I don't think this is going to go in. No, it's not. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to modify my tool. It's not getting through the pulley holes. Well, that sucks. Let me just double check I'm in the right place. Okay, so even though it says it was for this engine, it's not going to work. Right folks, sorry, but this tool is not going to do it, at least not in its current form. The problem I have is these little hooks are supposed to catch on the back of the pulley, okay? And the problem is that distance there is too short. For example, let's say the notch is where my finger is. It's only getting that far because it's hitting off of this. If I take a little notch out of there by maybe, I don't know, a centimetre, grind that down. Wait a minute, I'll mark it with a pen so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, if I was to notch this much out, where are you? There. If I chop that bit out there, then it will allow the arm to go further up inside and hook onto that lug. As I say, it's stopping there because it's being prevented from getting any further up. So I need to grind that out. Yeah, I could send it back, but you know what? I looked them up and looked at all the reviews on Amazon, and this is the only one that said it would fit. So if this doesn't even fit, then I'm screwed. So I'm just going to have to modify it. I already modified this one because I thought it had to be thinner to get in. I love modifying new tools. It's my favourite thing. Right, I've run out of patience for the day. It's getting dark. It's miserable, as you can see. So I'll calm down for a while. I might come back out tonight and modify that tool so it's ready for tomorrow morning. But I'm done for today. I never said this was going to be a quick fix, and I certainly don't want to rush it, so let's everyone just chill. Thanks for watching today. See you tomorrow, if you can put up with me. Bye.